Recording in progress.
Got it.
That's great. Well, I think it's time to start. I'll do an introduction in Dutch first and then in English, because I see there are some people speaking English maybe. So first I'll turn away the recording message. So, wel leuk dat jullie allemaal kijken naar de webinar van Tether Tools met Yessica Duque. Zij is een foodfotograaf, ze woont in Wateringen, vlakbij Den Haag. En zij gaat jullie vandaag van alles vertellen over foodfotografie en haar workflow.
Yes.
Mijn naam is Annewiek. Ik ben van Tether Tools NL, de distributeur. Ik verspreid de Tether Tools kabels naar alle dealers. Heb je vragen, stel ze in de chat. Heb je vragen over welke kabel je nodig hebt, laat het me dan even weten of ga naar je verkooppunt. Hello, welcome to this webinar. Our host today is Yessica Duque. Hi Yessica, how are you?
Hi Annewiek. Hello, thanks for having me here.
Yes, wonderful. You're going to tell something about food photography and your workflow with Tether Tools.
Yes, sure.
So,
okay.
I'll turn off my screen and my audio and the floor is yours. Thank you, Yessica.
Okay. Oh, I can share my screen. Hi, everyone. Okay, I'm Yessica Duque. I'm from Venezuela, and I live in the Netherlands since 2008. I'm a food photographer since 2016, and I'm going to show you today how to improve your workflow as a food photographer by shooting Tether. Let me try to get the presentation because it's not working. Huh? I can share my screen. Wait a sec. I don't know what's happening here.
Yessica, did you make the other Yessica the host?
I didn't do anything.
Are you the host, Yessica Duque?
No, I think I'm not the host because I'm trying to share my screen and it's not happening.
Okay. Oh, now it is. Yessica Duque is host now. So try again.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it works.
Yes.
Awesome. I can see your screen. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, let's go to my presentation. Okay, as I said a few minutes ago, I'm going to show you today how to improve your workflow as a food photographer by shooting Tether. Let's begin. Okay, a little bit of myself. You can read it here, but as I mentioned, I come from Venezuela. I'm a food photographer since 2016. I got the chance to find my niche thanks to my former manager while I was working for a fast food company, fast food delivery company. And then we were running out of food photographers. And then he said, okay, Yessica, I know you're a foodie. Grab the camera at the office and go to some restaurants in Amsterdam. And here is the brief. I know you can make it. And this is how I end up here after going to different courses and discovering that this was my passion. In 2018, I decided to go as an independent, and here I am since 2016. I'm a food photographer and food stylist. Okay, I don't know if many of you have experienced shooting Tether, but for those who doesn't know, basically this is what this webinar is about. I receive many questions every day on my Instagram, on my private messages. Okay, what is the cable? How do you see the images on your screen? And well, this is basically shooting Tether. So it's basically taking your camera, grabbing a cable, the appropriate one, and connect it to your computer with a software that allows you to visualize what is happening. So in a few words, this is what is tethering. The benefits, well, I can say since I discovered shooting Tether can help you a lot in saving time, especially that because it's time is money, and preventing reshootings, because I really hate reshootings, and correct things, you know, in real time, and many other benefits that I will explain you during this presentation. But basically, you can preview the work you're doing in real time and doing the modifications to get the perfect shot. One of the things that I really love about shooting Tether is capturing multiple shots and then combine them in Photoshop or Lightroom. For example, I have this levitation image that started not with these 3 images. I just wanted to resume it to these 3, but I made like around 5 different shots, like one of the calm scenario, and then one just with cookies, and then with the crumbs. And in the end, with Photoshop, you can construct that image that you really, really like, and you can make the adjustments, the necessary adjustments. Another shot, for example, that you can do shooting Tether is these splashes. They can be really unpredictable. And I started with this one. This is like my key image, and then I started like shooting, throwing the ice cubes and trying to get that perfect splash. But as I said, they are unpredictable, so you can combine them later. So here it is, my set, and I was basically with one hand throwing the ice cube, and with the other one I had my remote. The same here. So I recreate this specific image for a client, and I'll tell you a funny story later about this. So it was like a levitation, you know, oranges, because it's a cocoa ritual with rum. And I basically started like this. I positioned all my orange pieces in the way I want them. And then I started to shoot different scenarios or different splashes of cacao, I can say that. And in the end, when I thought this was the final image, the client called and said, "Oh, we forgot to tell you that we need to include the bottle as well. So is it possible? We know that you have to reshoot all over again." Like, no, of course, there's not a problem. I mean, we can fix it. And that is one of the advantages of shooting Tether, that you can basically position the things in the same way they were. So I just made this single photo, and with the magic of Photoshop, I just place it here, and voila, we have the final image. Another advantage of shooting Tether is the freedom to modify your scene as you like. For example, I have here a real photo shoot with a client. Those are Brazilian snacks, and she wanted to place them in the way she feels they are right. So she helped herself like seeing everything on screen, and it was wonderful. Especially when you are a solo player like me, and not always you have the chance to hire a food photographer or a food stylist. So shooting Tether comes in handy. And I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. Let me go back here. I'm sorry for the mistake. Okay, I was working at the same time. I was babysitting my baby, and then, okay, I needed to make the perfect pour of this image. So here is the set, and here's my little assistant. So I was using my remote, and I was visualizing everything on screen, and my baby was there, so I was able to manage the whole situation. You can also show variety in your storytelling. And how is that? I started, for example, with this single image. These are some strawberries that you bake and you add some, fresh herbs, and then I thought, okay, maybe I can do the toast. And after that, when I'm done, because they were all overhead, I changed the whole scenario and I decided to recreate these two. And in the end, I made 3. And this is something that can tell you a story. So how it started and how it ends. The same here for this brand of sake. So it's the same scenario, basically the same consistency. The only thing that changed here is the macaroons. Here is just the product. And here we added some sushi. Same here. So we started with the overripe figs here and a little, a pouring of honey here and another scene of overhead shot. Working or shooting tether, okay, lets you allows you to work inside the frame. How is that? For example, if you work for a production of a magazine or whatever, you have a template and you have some directions like, okay, the photo needs to be in, but keep in mind that you have some titles and some graphics. So you need to keep that in consideration in order to make the photo, to produce a photo and to create some balance. And this is what I did here. This is like a mock-up of a magazine cover. Okay, you can perform tests for your clients. And this is the way I secure my clients. From my experience, after I have the conversation and the first email with the client, like, okay, Yessica, we would like to work with you. And I asked my clients, could you please make me a mood board? Well, I asked, in fact, 2 mood boards. One with the things that you really like for your brand as an inspiration, and the other one with things that you really, really hate. So I know the limit. Okay, if they say, yeah, you can be free, but I know my limit. So I know where to go. And when I have all the discussion done with the client, I invite them to my studio and we perform some test shots. And this is the way that they don't expect to, they never expect to, wow, okay, this is the way you work. And they are impressed just by seeing the whole dynamic that you recreate the scenario and like you described first on your email, like, okay, and when they see it for real, they say, okay, I want to sign up the contract and I want to come to work with you next week if it is possible. So, for example, this is one of the recent clients I've been working with is a brand of Brazilian snacks. I performed a test with the colors and the elements and some props that I already selected for them. And these are not the real, these are like bitter balls or something like that. But I wanted to give them the impression how it would look because it was for a packaging. And in the end, we produced 6 different images for the packaging, 6 others for the website, and 3 extras. And everything happened in the time I predicted. So I said this photo shoot, it will take 4 hours, and we managed to make it in 4 hours with the right production and everything, and having in advance the test done. So when I made the test, I made sure that I take some notes. How was the light I used, the settings for my camera, and it's faster when you have to produce the photo shoot. If you have any questions, we can wait for until the end. But if you have technical questions, we have Annewiek and Yessica. Also here, I have another client that he wanted to, during the lockdown, he wanted to produce some images. How is the feeling at the restaurant? And how is the feeling when you take the product home? Take away. So he asked me to recreate the atmosphere of the place with some lights. It was winter time. And he said that people needs to feel that they are drinking their coffee or their chocolate and coffee, but at home. So basically, the same scenario, is consistent, except for the ingredients that are characteristic of each drink. Shooting tether also gives you the freedom to compose. This is one of my favorite images. And this is how it started. I mean, it started with a crazy idea that it was like in my head for a year, and I made it possible. So I started like selecting, the right props, because I have this idea of a fancy. How can you elevate sardines? Something that is so humble and delicious. How can you make it look like chef table kind of look like? And then I got this fancy plate with a beautiful texture. And I went to the supermarket to find from different brands the right sardine can that I really wanted. And the rest was like production. I took my C-stand, I grabbed some wires, and I tried to place the sardines in the way I want them, like they were like dancing, jumping out of the can. And the rest was like throwing splashes. I think I took around 10 pictures of 10 different splashes, combine them later in Photoshop. So here is the result of the image. This is one of the things that I really appreciate of working Tether. Like, you can see in detail what is happening, because you cannot trust your little LCD screen on your camera when you think it's sharp, and when you come home, the reality is different. So I prefer to be safe than sorry. And especially when I go to restaurants and make photos, I don't want to come back. I just want to finish my job, take the perfect shot, and that's it. I don't want to take 50 images of one dish. I just want to make 1 or 2 max that I know they are the right ones. So it's really valuable having that opportunity to see your images right away. Also, when you're working remotely, this is the specific scenario I was talking about. I fixed the problem in 30 minutes. So this is one of the advantages. So I thought this is over. I mean, this is what the client wanted, but then he came with some last minute corrections, and I was able to manage making just one image and adding it to the composition with a positive solution. So I love it. Okay, Yessica, what do I need to start shooting Tether? I'm going to show you what I have and how I have been achieving all these images and many other images with the things that I have. Essentially, you need your camera, a USB cable, and your computer with a computer software that allows you to shoot in Tether. This is the cable I use, but I'm sure if you have any doubts, Tether Tools, Camera New, or Annewiek can help you to find out what is the right cable for your specific camera. So this is the one I use that allows me to connect my camera to my, right now I have a Mac Mini. Before I used to shoot with my laptop, but when I go to restaurants, I take my laptop, so it works perfectly. Security is essential for me, and I learned it the hard way, and I'll show you how and why. So this Tether block is amazing. You can connect your cable under, and you can secure it, protect your, your security, your data port from any damage. In this case, I will show you what happened with the old camera before shooting with Tether products. And so you can connect any tripod, because it has so many holes that any tripod base fits perfectly. So this is it. And you have different holes, and you can use thick or thinner or medium cables. You can put them under your camera and still use your tripod base, and everything works perfect. An extra is the jerk stopper that will prevent your cable to, jump or break, in combination with the Tether block. These two are essentials. And not so long ago, mistake happened made. So I was shooting before with the cable that came with my 5D Mark III, so this cable. And many times I trip over my cable, and the result was this. I compromised my port, and every time I wanted to connect something, I needed to, be careful because it easily comes off. So this is one of the disadvantages if you don't use the right products. And also, I had an incident with my lens because I tripped over my cable. The cable came out of the camera fell, and it was a horrible thing. But thank God I had the UV protector here, and anything happened to the lens. So thanks that I had that. Okay, the essentials. We have also tethering software. You will need a tethering software. Before, I used to shoot with the EOS utility from Canon because it was free, and then all those images were directly to Lightroom for post-production. But then there is another thing in the middle. And since last year, I think I started to use Lightroom for tethering capture, because they had the facility for Canon. So I really like it. I haven't used any other software, and I know the Smart Shooter is now available. It's from Tether Tools, is available for all the brands, and you have a 3-month trial if you wanna give it a chance. Let's level up. Those were my basic stuff. I started just with that. And little by little, you want more stuff. And these are super essential, I think. Not essential, but they are really incredible. So you have this Aero table Aero. You have it in 2 presentations. So you have it for your laptop or for your computer or screen. And you can take them, in your studio. And I like to take this one to a restaurant or any other photo shoot that I'm not sure if I'm going to have a space for my laptop to be, secure. And I love this one. And the facility and the combination with this tripod roller, just to move your things around. It is gorgeous. It's amazing. I love it. I have one for my tripod where I have my camera, so I can move also my camera, and also you can move your computer. And another essential, here, I need to admit people, yes. Another essential is the on-site battery pack, because you never know if you are with a client and it takes more time, so you can be sure that your camera or your computer is going to be charged. So you have the possibility to do this, and it is amazing. Okay. Show me the money, because we are here to see, okay, how can I do all these photos, and how do I do that? I'm going to show you how I shoot Tether with Adobe Lightroom. Okay, first you need to make sure that you have your camera connected to your computer, and then you open your Adobe Lightroom. In this case, I prefer to select a new catalog, and I will name it here test. And my preferred location is the desktop, because I know I can move it after, and I can place it wherever I want. After that, you have a function that is in file. You select Tether capture, and also you can name your session as you like, and you can select the location where you want to place all those photos you're going to make. Once you are in there, have fun, play around. So if you have your idea in mind, you have the chance to visualize them. You have 2 screens. You have the live view mode, and you have the other screen where you can make your corrections, and you can make adjustments immediately, so you can develop your photos. So you have here where you're shooting, you have this remote, we can call it like that, and you can modify your shutter, your aperture, your ISO, and you can also add some little adjustments if you want to, have some control about the lights, or if you want to develop some settings, like if you want things more sharp, you can also do that here. And you can visualize all the pictures you take down here. Sorry. I love working with this before and after, because then I have better control of what I'm doing, if the adjustments I'm doing to the photos are correct. And the rest is export the file and place them wherever you want. The end. I made this simple example just to show you in 5 little steps how can you shoot Tether. Oh, sorry. Okay. So it is time for the Q&A. If we have some questions.
Hello,
about...
can you hear me already, Jessica?
Yes.
Okay, great. I don't see any questions in the chat, but I have a few questions for you.
Okay.
When did you start with food photography? When?
2016. I was working for a company here, Thuisbezorgd in Amsterdam.
Thuisbezorgd?
And yeah, Thuisbezorgd. I was working at the office. And I was a visual designer. And my boss asked me, because we had a campaign against Foodora and Deliveroo and Uber Eats. And then he said, Yessica, we are running out of food photographers. So they were hiring freelancers. And he said, can you please grab the camera of the office and go and make some pictures to this and that restaurant? And then I thought, yeah, okay, I can do it. But I didn't know how to use a camera more than, auto mode. And I was reading on the script, what am I supposed to do? And they were all overhead shots, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all intuitive. So I prepared my set, and I asked for some fresh ingredients, and that was it. So it was basically all intuitive. And I thought maybe there is a course for this, because this is really cool. And mostly I like the idea of being in and out. I didn't want to spend my whole time, like 8 hours sitting behind a desk. It was really dynamic. I love the, meeting the new places, and also the reward. The restaurant owners, they were so happy about the pictures, like, okay, please take the food home. One of the advantages.
Yeah, I always get very hungry when I see your pictures.
My God.
And is it real food you're using?
Yeah, mostly, yes. Yeah, but when you have to, for example, for the Brazilian snacks, we use real food, but it has some, makeup to make it look beautiful. Not glue, but glycerin and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh.
So sometimes you want to enhance the food, and I have done that a lot. And fake ice cream, and do makeup for a sushi. So
great.
It is really
well,
cool.
we all know the McDonald's advertisements, and when you're out with McDonald's, their hamburgers are not like they advertised.
No, but now it's changing, because if you see the new ads, I don't know if it is only here in the Netherlands, but the burger is like more real. It's still plastic, but it looks more real. It doesn't look too perfect.
Great.
So
Another question.
Yes.
Another question. Do you have an assistant?
Sometimes I have a girl. Her name is Astrid. She's my friend, my babysitter, my left and right hand, my model hand. And when I need her for a special project, I always hire her. I can count on her. Yes.
It's good to have friends.
Yes.
Another question.
Yes.
How do you find your clients, or do they find you, or how does it work with food photography?
Well, I think before, you have the Instagram that is helping a lot when you are, because this is basically a little portfolio. It's not everything you do. I don't post everything I do there. And also, your website, Google, and the word of mouth. So if someone recommends you, if you do a great job and you know, that person is always going to recommend you, and that is the best way to find clients.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
when
Yeah.
you do a good job, and when they see your passion, like for example with this client of the Brazilian snacks, she worked with other photographers in the past. I know them, they are really good photographers, but she was saying like the experience with you is different. I mean, you prepare like different, you know, after the brief you prepare like 3 different backdrops, and then you prepare the props and different scenarios, and then you say, okay, this kind of scenario can be for social and this can be for the packaging. And she was impressed to see the whole thing on her screen, and she said, oh my god, I want that picture, I want that picture for my packaging and for my product. So it's really rewarding, and that's the way how you earn clients. They talk about your work to other people.
That's great. And do you have a big studio?
Well, it's not a big studio, it's my attic. And I would like to show you how it is, but the thing is I have the camera connected there. But I have an extra room I fixed last week because I show it to my, you know, I show it on Instagram how it was. It was like the Monica Geller's green door, you know, that everything on Friends, that she has like a big mess inside there. Everything looks, you know, neat and clean here, but when you go there, it wasn't like a nightmare. So last week or 2 weeks ago, I decided, no, I'm going to fix this because I'm not like this. And yeah, I want to show it later so I categorize all my props, glassware, colors, napkins, everything.
Great.
I love working.
Yeah. And what lights are you using? Is it only natural light, continuous light, flash? I'm curious.
I use a little bit of everything. So before it was only daylight, because one of my courses I learned how to interpret the daylight. So I was like checking, for example, at 11 o'clock, what kind of light is this? Then at 3 o'clock, and taking notes and making some tests. Okay, how this golden hour, this morning light. So I was practicing. I really love the daylight, but then we have winter here, and we have the autumn, and we don't have that. And I cannot make my pictures in just one, you know, certain time, because I'm not gonna make it. And then I went to another course, and this teacher taught me how to use the flashes and the continuous light. But I'm a big fan of using one flash and daylight, or continuous light and one flash.
Great, awesome. And how do you get ideas? Or do you only do work for clients? What inspires you? How do you thought of the fishes?
Well, the thing is, there was a challenge last year. It was called Only One Fish, from one Dutch photographer here. I wanted to participate, and I had this. I saw many beautiful pictures, but I said, no, I wanted to do something else, because I cannot stay quiet. And it was in my head. That picture came from a slogan of a famous brand in my country. It was like, so fresh in the can, like in the water, something like that. It was the translation, and it was for a tuna brand. And then I said, I thought maybe I should make them like jumping out of a can, and you know, the splash of water, like a sardines party. And my husband was looking at me like, are you crazy? Like he never say things to you know, he lets me, you know, go through my ideas and to explore, because he knows when I go with something crazy, normally something good. So I decided to go for it. So I took those sardines and I wired them, like literally.
I hate fish, so I cannot imagine.
No, but it was a fun experience, and the picture is really special. I mean, it made me you know, people know me because of that picture, basically. Know my work, and I mean, they know me, but not like, okay, when they saw that picture, like, okay, let me check who's that girl who made this picture. And I have my moments. Creativity, it depends. I take my periods of I'm quiet, and then I comes with ideas and I have to produce. And it is not always for clients, because I believe that as a food photographer, you need to do things that are for yourself, because it's more challenging. And then it's good because they refresh your portfolio, and then your clients, they want that picture. I had an experience with a restaurant. The guy said, I want pictures like this. How can we make pictures like this? Like, okay, but you need to come to my studio, because I'm not going to make them at your restaurant. So, and they say, okay, we have to do them.
Great. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. We do have a little discount for the viewers. So if you can put up that slide.
Yes.
We have a 10% discount at Camera Nu if you order from now till July 28th. And the discount is added automatically. You don't have to do anything, no code or something. You just order from Camera Nu and you get the discount.
Perfect.
Yeah. And get back the slide back with your details so people can follow you.
Yes, if you don't follow, on Facebook, I'm Yessica Duque Photographer, and on Instagram, I'm Yessica Duque Photography. Yes.
Well, I think that was it. Thank you so much for watching. Bedankt iedereen dat je keek. We gaan snel weer een webinar doen. Nog geen idee waarover, maar dat zien we dan wel. Ik vond het heel erg leuk en leerzaam om met Yessica haar werk te zien en ook hoe ze het doet.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. And the other Yessica can shut down now. Bye bye.
Yay. Bye. Thanks.